My Gavanan Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakir Gala-Jonathan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. And welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Dol Amroth. Sorry, I've just run up the stairs and down and then up again. Oh dear. This is a Total War submod. There were no alliances at the beginning, there were no enemies at the beginning. I made those changes. I do kind of plan to do a 1.2 version of this submod. It's just finding the time to do it, really. So, there you are. I mean, it's very, very simple. You could just learn to do it yourselves. But, no, I understand. Right, so you join me in my shame, unfortunately. Because as many of you will recall, in the last episode we attacked Minas Tirith. We were defeated. We had to pull away. And in order to save myself the sort of 10 more turns it would take to rebuild the army, I just reloaded the save. And this time I'm just going to siege them out. Because I want to take Minas Tirith as soon as I can. So I'm cheating. I'm aware I'm cheating. But it's single player. I can do whatever I like. So, get over it. If that means that you no longer watch me, then farewell. But elsewhere in the world, Istian is continuing to defend our western border along with Mistvan. And Galazgil keeps trying to take Atheland. I then knock him off. He runs away. I move back to the bridge. And he comes back. In the south, we've just landed a large army, and Harad are now ruining the day that they tried to attack Amandir. And we have further troops coming to Amandir's aid in that ship, and we'll swap out the weaker units for the better units. Otherwise, so because Harad's northern holdings are now totally under fire from our large army, they are not worrying with Tirithrid or Tirithoros, and they're heading west. They will also, hopefully, be being killed out of sight from us, but away in the south, Khand and Umbar are attacking them as well. So, with any luck, they will die soon. Now, I did see a comment that was alluding to the slog that is the early game of Dol Amroth as you fight against wave after wave of Haradrim forces. And the comment did say, if only a modder, we could bring this to the attention of a modder, for example, and they could rectify it. Oh, wait, ellipsis. Now, of course, you are all playing on version 1.2 still. And I can assure you that in version 2, so much has changed that whilst, yes, you will, of course, have to fight Harad, there is just no way around it. They are not going to be the monotonous grind that they were in previous renditions of the game. So don't worry too much. It's not as sloggy as it used to be. I mean, it's still a bit of a slog, but it's not as slog as it used to be. Now, I also mentioned in the Brie episode number 23 that the building times and costs are going to be altered. So at the moment, for example, this grain exchange is the first tier market. It used to take 1 turn and it used to cost 500 gold. And I made it just then, I just added 3 turns and 1,000 gold to everything. So it went up to 4 and 1,500. Now, instead, Racer has highlighted to me the foolishness of my arbitrary scheme, and we're going to instead increase a gradient system. So the first buildings, or every single building bar the town hall, will still take at least 2 turns to build. So there's that. But also the buildings at the earlier tier are going to be slightly cheaper than they are seen here, but they're going to be more expensive than they were beforehand. But as it goes up along the ranks, it now gets more expensive. So the top tiers are now going to cost substantially more than they are shown in the version that I'm showing you at the moment. But the lower tiers are going to be slightly cheaper. So it's basically by the end, you would have spent the same amount of money, but just spread out across the buildings in a more, gradual way, yeah. So you have that to look forward to. Right, who have we got to give to you? We've got... I want the Haven Guard, definitely. I'm really not bothered about the Coastal Wardens, but we'll swap those and those and those and those. And those. So that's all 5, actually. So you, and you join in there. Is there another unit under strength? No, you're now fully strength. Fully staffed. Alright, so you take all of those guys back to Gobel Tolfalas. You 5 just be... Oh, I can't disband you at sea, but I'm just going to disband you. Oh, actually, I could walk you over there and you can merge with them. We'll try that. We'll see if we can. See how successful we are. I don't imagine we'll be all that successful. As soon as we have taken Minas Tirith, we will sue for peace with Gondor. That is the plan. Minas Tirith will attack us at some point before their 9 turns are up. I am almost certain of it. And we will use our catapults out on the field to decimate those bloody pikemen and claim the victory. I would quite like Western Osgiliath if I can take it, but then we're just going to fight there a million times when Mordor eventually does attack us. I have said before, and I will say it again, I don't want to go to war with Mordor, but I don't want to ally with them either. I would like to take on Rohan and just let Mordor stay out of it. And what we are kind of banking on, as I've discussed in previous versions, is there's a weird alliance structure in the north at the moment which threatens to become unravelled when the last 2 Dorwinian regions go under. And when Dorwinian finally lose, there's going to be some interesting readjustment of alliances in the north. And we're hoping that Mordor gains some new enemies.
Mariners of the fleet!
Otherwise we're scuppered and we have to fight the buggers.
Are your ships ready?
What's the closest we can get you to Tirith there? So
Yes,
go
sir.
that way.
Full sails.
Right, the rest of you, if you can retrain. Oh, no, you can't at all. Don't even have a stables here. Go on then, chuck a stables in. Doesn't even have an archery range either. You're a castle. Build more things. Take that first, actually. Just so we get another unit of free upkeep. Marvellous. And as expected, they've buggered off of the bridges.
Onward. Awaiting
I don't know where the gentleman who was around here's gone. He must be in some trees somewhere, which is frustrating. Or he's trying to make his way to Minas Tirith, I don't know. We'll find out shortly. But otherwise, there's another intel. I'm not going to attack Baradhan. I'm going to wait for them to rise up and attack me, which will happen any minute now with that Haradrim supporting army. Oh no, again, I've forgotten when I started recording. We'll call it 7. I'm guessing, therefore, that we're about 5 minutes in. Maybe 6 or 7 minutes in. Something around that. Haradsko is taking a while. They're pondering. But they don't want to risk it. Because Abrazimir is now substantially outnumbered. Lyndon and Edward Wythe have formed an alliance. That's interesting. Should we have another look at what the world's doing? I know it's not at the end of the turn, but... yeah, look, we're just waiting for Dorwinian to lose. Once they do, there's going to be some interesting wars realigning up here. Angmar have got Basradum. Angmar have got Karaskalainen. Angmar are actually doing really damn well. Because the Northern Dúnedain and Bree are at war with each other. Oh, and did I mention that Bree are allied to Angmar at the moment? Because that's happened. Imladris just has Imladris. Yeah, let the Anduins get taken out by the Misty Mountains. Oh, the Misty Mountains. Who are you going to go after once Anduin goes down? I wonder how that might have knock-on effects for Mordor for us. Let's have a look at your diplomacy. Misty Mountains. You're allied to the Dúnedain and the Woodland Realm. You're at war with Imladris, Anduin, and the Dunlendings. The Woodland Realm are enemies of Dale, but they're allied to the Erebor. Erebor are allied to the Easterlings, which means the Misty Mountains are likely to follow that path and be allied with the Easterlings and at war with Dale. But Dale are allied to the Shadow of Mirkwood, who are allied... this is the power play. Mirkwood and Rune are not allied, but they are both allied to Mordor. So, they are likely to fight each other, and Mordor will have to side with one or the other, which will draw Mordor's attention. Oh, it's actually fun having legitimate diplomatic concerns and paths. I mean, who knows what way it's going to go? Who knows where they're going to go? That's what makes it interesting. Karastas, can you have 2 free up people or only the 1? 2, brilliant. Chuck in some cavalry then. End the turn.
moving ashore.
And then, of course, in the south, we're going to save Gondor. And it'll be us, Gondor and Umbar, the Númenórean kingdoms, ascending anew against Rohan. Probably Isengard, but Gondor would do with Isengard. The other thing is that I'm currently allied to the Variags of Khand, and they've allied to Mordor. So if Mordor attack us, Khand then have to choose a loyalty. And of course they'll choose Mordor, because Mordor are more powerful than me. So, and also the AI almost always goes against you. The AI is also absolutely moronic. Why is Abrazimir not standing next to me? Because now he's not involved in the battle. Which means Baxi is going to get annihilated. This is going to be a joke. The test here is how few kills can we sustain. I know what you're going to ask me, and it's a very good question. And I'm afraid I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe that's Juan, the Hound of taking on, is it Karkoth? Karkroth, the Great Wolf of Melkor. I can't really remember, I'm afraid. Right, you guys run up. Who are the other archers? You guys run up. And Amandir, I want you to come up and... We're taking losses.
Only half the enemy force remain. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
How many have we lost? 1%. That's not good enough.
Every shot counts. Fear nothing and fight well. Every shot counts. Fear nothing and fight well. Fear nothing.
There we are. Apologies, rather dull viewing actually, and I haven't been zoomed out the whole time, but there's only a few left.
Behold how our cowardly foe be awed by the victory.
One
we
soldier
have won
remained for
here
back
today.
two. How many did we lose then? 33. That's really bad. I didn't really have too much choice though, I suppose, because there was a ranged unit. If they'd both been melee forces, we might have fared better. That is, of course, the destruction of Lake Town. Smaug has ruined the city with his fiery breath. And will soon, of course, be killed by a bow and arrow. And the arrow is named a black arrow. Not with some makeshift ballista that he fires off the back of his own son's shoulder. The single worst moment of those films when they just went, you know what, let's just screw reality and go full Hollywood on this one. That was the only bit I was like, oh, come on.
Set sail.
I'm happy with the black arrows being changed to being ballista bolts, because that's quite cool. And I can obviously there's always going to be creative difference. I can appreciate that. Go for it. But to make him fire it off the back of a human, it's like, in what realm of fantasy? Well, obviously they think Middle Earth. But in what realm of real fantasy can a human being's limbs act as sufficient support for a ballista? I know he uses his shoulder to aim, doesn't he? It's just madness. It's just utter madness. Galling. Right, we'll leave behind mariners, because... Oh, they're not mariners, are they? It's because my unit.
My lord. Your will.
Mariners of the fleet.
My lord.
We'll leave behind that one unit there.
Well,
Oh, Brasimir, you don't want to take us on? Very well, we'll ignore you. We'll go straight for your town. And we got very lucky that they didn't take Tirith Ride, didn't we? And very lucky that those 5 men just taught the other 24 men how to be better fighters, and now we're going to get an experienced unit out of it. Otherwise, though, we're just ending turn. I did just notice that Rohan have allied with Lothlorien. So, it looks like the elves are going to have to die today as well. Our victory conditions are actually only to claim 30 regions. That's it. Those are the only conditions. You don't even have to hold on to your capital. You just need 30 regions. We should be able to get that. If we move up through Rohan, and then we're then hopefully ending the campaign with our siege and capture of the great city of Caras-Galadhon. The city of the tree folk. Or, well, Galathrim is tree folk, from Galath, meaning tree, and the suffix rim, which denotes a group of peoples. Thus, Galathrim. We're also starting to make good money, actually. Oh, mining is going to be substantially improved, by the way. Another minor point. Mining at the moment is really useless, but we want mining to be one of the chief ways that you make money, especially in the earlier stages of the game. We really want you to, if you see a mine, you think, yes, that is what I need in my life. So you go for the mines. So not only is, at the minute, mining says it'll only actually give you 100, but in actuality it will be slightly more in the actual income scroll. So that's always a boost. But we're going to actually just boost the resource value of the ores. So having a mine will just mean better money for your troops. Where are our ships? I don't want to attack Gondor. I really don't. Just because we're really going to go for peace soon. Soon as Tirith falls, 5 more turns. That'll be in this episode. They will rise up and attack us, of course, because Denethor's in there. There's no way they'll let their faction leader go out in a whimper. So, I'm also amazed, and this is being documented by either El Monstero or Miles. Can't remember which one. I apologise. In the comments, but of course, so far I've yet to kill off a unique general. I mean, obviously, in the last episode, whatever his name is, Baragund, the general with the archers, he would have actually died. But Adrihil and Imrahil both made it out alive, and I've yet to kill one of these great generals off, so that's always good. Oh, war has been declared. War has been declared. Who and where? These are our questions. Who and where? Oh, you can get a merchant's wharf. Yes, please. Please be something good. Please be something we want. Khazad-dûm and the Misty Mountains. That's rubbish. Are they Khazad-dûm's only enemy? Is that Khazad-dûm now actually in the game? Where are the dwarves? Yes, that is them actually finally doing something. So it's taken them 58 turns to decide they have enough troops to leave their city.
Awaiting your command. Captain of Gondor.
What have you got in there? Nothing really. You and 2 units of pikes.
Orders. Forward.
Go over and get Western Osgiliath while we're here.
Awaiting your command.
The rest, everything he's got is enough. Because let's not forget that Imrahil will be able to kill almost the entire garrison by charging them. Denethor can then die to the catapults, maybe range. So take another unit of pikes with you. Go and try and get Western Osgiliath while we can. Is this the turn where we've moved them already? No, they can move.
Quell this evil.
4 of them will do. Harad! Oh, not Harad, you're Umbar. Umbar are knocking around. Oh, excellent. Chuck in some of the cheaper, smaller things. And retrain those while you're training those. Do you get 2 free upkeep here? No, you only get 1. Then don't train those, just retrain those. And end the turn. Now, I wonder what will happen. Denethor might see this as his chance. Or is Gondor's turn already gone and I've just not noticed? I think their turn may have already gone. Or do they go last when he plays Dol Amroth? Oh, I can't remember. I'm just spouting nonsense. Spouting nonsense. I completed 100% another game the other day, you'll all be pleased to hear. My hunt for achievements is going well. And Kingdom Rush Frontiers, the second game, I now have 100% achievements on. Perfect. I'm now working to get 100% achievements on the first one. But after a long time of playing the same game over and over and over, it does get a bit monotonous. So I've taken a bit of a break. Well done, Baradhan. And you've retrained. Perfect. Alright, our army made it out. Denethor is not going to threaten us. And we can get to Western Osgiliath before they all can. But it's just gained a huge garrison. In comparison, where did it get 36 of those from? I don't think we have enough to take it now. I don't know where that army's just came from. But we can move quite a few of those over. Alright. You're going to want to keep... If I take Fountain Guard... I'm not bothered with the archers. Take the archers. Take the guardsmen and a unit of the Marines. Marines. Coastal Wardens. Your army there is more than enough to deal with the pitiful army they've got now. The catapults alone are going to do so much damage. So if we take both of these in the same turn, I'm happy to attack that one. Ah, no, of course we don't want to attack that one. We don't really need siege, of course, because it's ruined. But we get to upgrade Western Osgiliath. If Dol Amroth are one of the factions that can upgrade it. So we want it, of course. We want to take it. I will just wait out the 3 turns for Harad. So we're ending turn again. So this is very much a preparation episode again.
The enemy has surrounded us. We are besieged.
But that's all right. That's all right. There probably will be a battle, because we're going to get Minas Tirith in this episode. It's just whether or not Denethor does accept our challenge, or whether he cowers and just fades away to obscurity. Starves to death. is really what would happen. And we're back. Dale Wayne's done endings in Khazad-dûm, and the Theland has been besieged by Gondor. Oh, this time just by a captain.
Ready your weapons.
You there. I don't know where the general that was roaming around has gone, but let's just assume he has gone, so we can return. Harad are moving to put more troops just south of us. If we get that building, we'll get free upkeep in Tirith Ride. And otherwise, we can just end the turn again, I suppose. 2 more turns, and Minas Tirith is ours. And then we'll take Western Osgiliath, and then we will claim peace. Hopefully not too late. Hopefully not too late. I don't really want Gondor to have any holdings in the east, because if they have any towns left in the east, it will throw off their game a bit when they're trying to attack Isengard. Whereas if we can just totally destroy their eastern side, all of their western side will focus on Isengard. That's what we're after. Now we failed a mission. 1 turn left. This is it. This is it, Denethor. It's all or nothing. Just make sure we're not doing anything else. What's happening down here? Oh, it's the same for Amun-Ithel. Alright, so 2 battles at the same time, just as we come to pass the end of the episode. That's a shame.
Captain of Gondor.
Back into the fort there. Get us a bit more free upkeep. Alright, here we go. Ah, Denethor did attack. And Gondor do go first. 176 men. An absolutely pitiful showing.
For the White City!
Outside the walls of Minas Tirith, the doom of Denethor's time is going to be decided.
Units, await my orders.
Bloody your spear points.
Right, we need to move into position. Catapult's pretty useless behind the... Well, actually, let's actually think about where they are and let's not make them walk miles. So, just get to the top of that hill, really. Or just at least up it a bit. Maybe a little bit further. They take so long to maneuver that it's going to take them ages even just to get to there, but... Oh, well. You guys come in the middle. Oh, you can fire at will once you're there, by the way. You there, go over there. Imrahil, stand ready. You're going to do almost all the killing today. In fact, you are going to do almost every... The only person who is not going to die pretty much immediately is Denethor himself. Everyone else is pretty much going to be massacred by the... You guys don't fire at will. I'm not making that mistake. So there you go. What I want you to do... Shoot those. Where is Denethor? Is that Denethor? No, that's Fountain Guard. Alright. Oh no, he's in that mix somewhere. There he is.
Fight for your honor.
Some archer militia there. You haven't even been firing, have you?
Spear points.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Where the hell are you going? Oh, good lord. Get out of there. Citadel Guard, charge in the back.
Only
Excellent
half the enemy force
charge.
remains.
Fear nothing and fight well. Fear nothing and fight well.
I don't actually know who's still fighting where over here, but the Fountain Guard need to die. That's for true. There's 8 Citadel Guard in there. Get the catapults way out. We lost an awful lot of our marine troops, which is a shame. And again, and some more. Come on, these buggers don't ever
Enemy
die.
general lies dead. Let the crows have his miserable bones, and let our swords have his men.
Denethor is down. The Fountain Guard are down. And only their captain stands against us. We lost 12% of our army because of my just really poor planning. Get a bit carried away with it after a while, don't you? You just lose your mind and do stupid
Be
things.
awed by the victory
Minas
we have won
Tirith is
here today.
ours. The snows cover the rooftops of each building. 96 men died. 96. And almost all of them were killed by Denethor himself. That's the problem, you see. The catapults where they started that battle wouldn't have been able to fire almost at all. And by the time they actually got into position, they could get 1 or 2 shots off before the enemy had met us.
Gondor is
I was hoping
victorious.
for a lot more,
We have gained a territory.
but it wasn't to be. Hopefully, well, no, Harad will fight. Harad will rise up, so we're going to have to fight that as well. Although No, they come at the end, don't they? I was going to say, there's no way they're not going to rise up, surely. No, here they are. And there we are. Shumail has 179 of those. Caesar has a few bits and bobs. And Irpan the Kind has a reasonable army, but it's 2-1 in our favour. I'm going to auto-resolve. No bloody way. Come off it!
Fall back and regroup.
And Amandir died. Oh my god. I'm not going to reload. I mean, I can't. I didn't save it.
My lord.
Oh,
Breaking
why
off
did I
the
just do
siege.
that? Oh, God's sake. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Right, now, we are going to have one more battle, though. Leave those 2 behind, because we need to take Western Osgiliath right now before that army gets anywhere near us.
Assail the enemies of Gondor.
You get 4 units of Gondor defenders. Ah, for God's sake. No, because last time it ended up being an hour. I'd rather it was shorter than longer, and it will be way long. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it there, and I'm going to end today's episode there. I am feeling so stupid about what I just did in Harad. Why did I auto-resolve that? Harad are much better on the auto-resolve now with their newer stats and just us making them better at auto-resolve. And even though we easily would have walked that battle if I had controlled it, I just... I'm such a moron. It's alright, but it's annoying how they then, like, flooded the area, isn't it? Like, quick, we've killed them. Everybody bugger out. Quick, they're dead. Get out, get out, get out. Of course, we will train an army in almost no time at all. And, well, in fact, once we win this battle, we're going to get peace with Gondor, which means Istian's army is then completely free. I will sail and get him, and he will come back and finish them off. So that's what we're going to do there. But this battle, I'm going to save it and end it. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching today. I hope you're sticking with us. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navar na den perimad melonin, and farewell.